I want to welcome you guys again, Mahe-Ya, the final 7 here in iSurvivor Seychelles. Earlier in this episode, we had an immunity challenge. It was technically your second endurance challenge. The first one was the posting challenge. We consider that a form of endurance here in iSurvivor. And your second endurance challenge resulted in Miss Courtney getting back-to-back immunity. She won touchy subjects. She won the endurance challenge. Courtney, let's again start off with you. How are you feeling tonight? Second win, second round of safety. How are you feeling?
As I said before, this is my 10th org, and I have never won a challenge before. So the fact that I won 2 in a row is some sort of Twilight Zone experience. It's definitely not going to be 3. So I hope nobody gets the idea in their head that, like, we better get her while she's not immune or something, because, like, I swear I'll never be immune again. I promise. But no, it was really cool. It's really cool again for my, like, org bucket list to, have a first. And then, that last one, I said before where it was like, it was, really exciting to get my first immunity win ever. But at the same time, like, I recognized that I had to give credit to the people who didn't target me in that. So I will say that, like, I did this, and, like, that feels good, where it was
Got
like,
it. This one was, no one had any influence on this one. Do you think that you had more in you? Because, like, you were the last one to go. So once you beat whoever was in first place prior to you, we call it the challenge. There's no reason for me to sit there or you to sit there with your hand and a cup when you won. But did you have more in you? Could you have gone?
We were chatting. I was chilling. I was like texting with one hand, talking to you. Like, I had that one, I think. So that was really nice.
I was actually nervous conversing with you during that because I didn't want to distract you. But I mean, we did converse. You did it. You had more in you, and congratulations on on an endurance win. That's not an easy thing to do in any game, So congratulations. Now, in terms of tribal council, results were announced. You're safe. You don't have anything to worry about. Your name cannot be thrown out tonight. What happened once results were announced? Obviously, people started to discuss strategy, but did it give you a little bit of more, I want it to be my way tonight? Because, again, you're safe. Sort of like, we're getting late in the game, you're safe, and do you want this vote did you go back to camp trying to get this vote to work out the way you wanted it to?
I wouldn't look at it from that perspective. There's definitely no, like, I puffed up my chest because I'm immune. Like, it wasn't something, I mean, I don't think there was anything like that at all. There's definitely no point in which I was just like, I'm immune, so. And I also don't feel like it,
No, like, I'm immune, listen to me. So there was just
right,
that.
Yeah. That never even occurred to me. Like, that's, because you got to think about, like, I mean, that shows character, right? Like, if you act different when you have power, so to speak, or safety or whatever, if you act different and treat people differently, like, that really shows character. And, like, it only gets you through one round. So if you act like I'm a certain way now, like, then everyone's going to remember that next round and be like, she wasn't who we thought she was, because all of a sudden she's this totally different person. So yeah, like, I definitely didn't do that. It never occurred to me to do that. But, like, I don't think it would be a good move for anybody to act that way just because they're immune.
Now, in terms of tonight, every merge vote so far has been XLD. I've snuffed Duke's torch. I've snuffed Ojani's torch. I've snuffed Dave's torch. Where you're headed tonight, does it look like another Ledigue is out of here, or is there going to be some rumblings among the Praslin?
Even up till this moment, I'm not 100% sure. So I guess we'll find out.
One thing we are sure about, though, is it ain't gonna be you.
That is true. I am not an option again. Sorry.
All right. Congratulations once again, Courtney. Enjoy your immunity. Let's move it over to Oliver.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Why you say it like that?
I mean, it's tribal. I'm nervous, especially with after last tribal. I'm just nervous, which I feel like is understandable from everyone's
Tell me
perspective.
why you're nervous from last tribal council. Like, quickly recap maybe what happened that made you nervous and why it's affecting this vote.
Well, obviously, it's no secret that my name was thrown out last tribal. Everyone is very much aware of who it was, so we don't really need to go into that. So yeah, obviously it's the fact that, you know, my name's been thrown out there. Like, I know someone or people do generally find me threatening. So like, it's one of those cases of, regardless, I'm never going to feel 100% safe. And even at a tribal, I'm never going to feel safe until the votes have been read.
Why do you think, is it because of the touchy subject challenge and perhaps from what Ojani said, the tribal council prior? Why is it just Oliver that is this pedestaled threat?
Because I'm not, in a sense, being snaky. Like, I'm going to say that. Because I've made it very open that, like, I'm going to talk to people and I'm going to, like, be social because this is a game. And I feel like... Quick question in regards to what you just said. You said because you're not being sneaky. I just want to clarify. No. Obviously everyone's snaky in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like in this situation I've been made as the scapegoat for a lot of things. Because apparently I was pushing for Dave last round. Which I will just confirm never happened.
So you're being put up on this pedestal threat based off of, if it's not true, if sort of what I'm guessing, the reasons why was not true, based off of lies or hearsay or what? Like, why are you this big threat compared to Grace, compared to Ali, compared to Kira? Why are you that elevated?
Because at the start of the merge, I wasn't afraid to be more vocal. And I feel like because I pushed for the Ojani vote, and unfortunately for me, I just made it more open, whereas the people that pushed for the Duke vote and the Dave vote were able to kind of be like, well, he's a loud character. It will make sense if we just say that he said the name because, you know, he's a loud player. And I'm not discouraging it. Like, I'm not being like I'm not on a personal level pissed off with it because it's the game. But obviously it's like, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I can't really do anything. Like, it is what it is.
If not that saying what I would do in your position, but if people are saying you're a threat for these reasons, who else in this game are threats in their own right? And like, why? Do you know what I mean? If you're a threat because, you know, who else is a threat because?
Everyone. Like, and I know that is a pageant answer, but like, everyone is a threat in their own right. I mean, you have Amanda and Grace, who are the last two leagues left. Like, if they make it far or get to the end, they have that story. You know, Kira has survived 4 votes being a target. Like, that's a story. Ali has openly, obviously, admitted he wants to vote for me, and like, he's not afraid to make moves. Gwen, fuck's sake, not Gwen.
He's voted out.
Oh, sorry, Courtney. Did not mean to call you Gwen. But like, yeah, obviously, like, Courtney, super social. She's won 2 immunities. Michael, he's loud. He's not afraid to say anything. Like, we're all threats. And like, this isn't me trying to throw anyone under the bus because I literally said everyone.
No, I mean, you're answering my question, and you're answering it in a way that touches on everybody, which is sort of what I wanted to get at, that everybody here is a threat, and everybody here could be on that pedestal that you're on at any given moment. Like, next round, it could be somebody else because of some of the things that you said, like somebody could be a threat because they're a Ladigue and they're still in the game, right? I get it. Thank you, Oliver. Best of luck in the vote. Amanda.
Need it.
Amanda, you had a big reaction to something Oliver said. What was the reaction for?
Because Oliver said that he's not been snaky, despite the fact that he has literally lied and blindsided me on two occasions.
No. I have been snaky and I've openly said that. Don't fucking do that. Thank you very much.
That's literally what you just said.
Bitch, shut the fuck up.
What is going on? Is there tension here between you and Oliver?
Yeah, he screwed me over last tribal. 110%, and he knows it.
What happened? Was he supposed to do something that he didn't do?
Yeah, we were in a 4. We made an alliance after merge, and we were in a 4 with me and Ollie and Michael and Dave, because Ollie had said to me the whole time that he didn't want this to be a pagong. He wanted to make sure that it wasn't just that way. Obviously, he didn't tell me about the Duke vote, which peed me off a little bit, but it was like, okay, fine, that's not a problem. And then last tribal, we were all supposed to vote together, so that it was a 4 and it was a majority. And he voted Dave out, and he didn't tell me. And then he wonders why I'm annoyed at him.
So is it sort of like, shame on you, lie to me? Sort of like, I forget the saying. I don't know if it's it's in British saying as well, but it's sort of like, shame on me if you lie to me once, shame on, like, something like that, right? But is that the general idea of what's going on here, if I'm interpreted?
Yeah, the first time I got it over, too, I'm starting to be like, maybe I was stupid for...
Can I just confirm that I've never said that she doesn't have a right to be pissed? Just want to say that I've never said that she doesn't have a right to feel pissed.
Ali, are you raising your hand, Ali? Yep.
Amanda, may I ask who made that alliance chat?
The one with me and Oliver and Dave and so on. I made it physically after talking to Oliver about a way of making sure that there wasn't a pagong. Because obviously I came into this merge at a minority. And I know that the likelihood is I'm going tonight, so...
Does anybody, if Amanda feels like she's going, does anybody else, because thank you, Ali, for just, interrupting, asking questions. Does anybody else have a question that they'd like to ask Amanda if she's on her way out? Amanda, are you free to answer any questions if anybody has one? Need some clarification?
I have a question, Amanda. Can you send me British tea, please? So I can be sipping on it?
I don't drink it. You can have mine.
I mean, send me some while you're at it.
Perfect. This is so good. I need some tea.
Amanda.
Sorry, Ellen?
Sorry, no, I just have a question for Amanda. Is it true that apparently you were told I was the one that was pushing for Dave last round?
Yeah.
Would you like to say who? You don't have to, but...
More than one person.
Does that concern you, Oliver, that more than one person was going to her, being like, Oliver was pushing for Dave?
Yeah.
How true is that? From your perspective, were you the one pushing for Dave or no? So people are lying on your name. Does that concern you that people sitting here at Tribal may or may not have been the ones to lie on your name?
Yeah, totally. But I've made it very clear to people who I've spoken to people and I've just said obviously my thing here is, if you're constantly just going to use me as a scapegoat, obviously I'm going to start being wary from a logical standpoint and from an understanding standpoint.
Courtney, I saw you raise your hand a little bit during that. Do you have something to say? Clear up?
I had a follow-up question to that.
Of course.
For Amanda, if you don't mind answering. He asked if you were told that he was the one pushing the Dave vote. I don't know if you want to answer, did you say that I was one of the people who said that? Or if you just want to answer it at this point, was I one of the people that said that to you? If you don't mind answering.
I haven't answered or told anyone who it was that told me because I know it came from multiple sources.
Sure.
I'm going to be completely honest. I can't remember if you said that where it had come from. I know we haven't necessarily talked about it much. I can't necessarily remember.
You don't have to answer if you told him that I said it, but I just wanted you to answer if I said it. And if you can't remember, that's fair. But like, yeah, I'm willing to offer myself as somebody who maybe said it. I just wanted you to clarify if I did or didn't, which I didn't to my knowledge, but I just was asking if you would clarify that.
Yeah, I know it wasn't him and I know it wasn't Grace. I honestly can't remember. I know it came from Praslin, but I can't remember where from Praslin it came from. I was slightly crying and upset after the last tribal, so I wasn't particularly paying attention to where things were coming from, to be fair. And I would apologise while we're live now for being very, very diva-y and rage quitting as soon as the votes were read last tribal. Sorry, Sandy.
Don't worry, it's all in the emotions of the game, and that shows me that you're in it, right? You're present, so I'm not going to hold it against anybody for storming out during a tribal or after the votes are read. Grace, you requested some tea, but how are you feeling seeing some of this stuff get thrown up in the air, not hearing Grace's name very much? Does that just, hey, keep on throwing this shit, just keep my name out, does that make you feel sort of okay?
I am personally rather enjoying it. That's why I do have tea in this cup right now with some lemon. That's why I'm drinking. But
what is it? Are you sort of like a viewer right now, like watching the show and you're just watching this? Because
I mean, I feel like a viewer kind of in this, but you know, as you always gotta say, never feel 100% safe in the game of Survivor. Never feel that way because, I said this last tribal. It was last tribal. I said you can hear stuff from other people, but you don't know people's actual agendas. You don't know their agendas, and you don't know what they could be planning. Like, who knows? People could be like, "Oh, Grace, this bitch has gotta go. This bitch is like, no, she's gotta go. She's too polished to be here. She needs to go home." That's exactly what it is. And so, like I said, people have their own agendas, because if you're here truly wanting to win this game, you're going to have your own mindset. Like, oh, I need this to go, whatever happens, I need this to go wherever it's going to benefit me the most. And people could think that, like, if getting rid of me is going to benefit games, then of course I'm going to be talked about. But it doesn't have to be that public. So I am not one, even though my name's not out there and I haven't heard it from what I'm aware of, I am not going to say what to say. Oh, I'm going to final six. The only person who has every right to sit here and say that is Miss Immunity Endurance Queen Courtney. She's the only person that has every right to say that right now, because she's got that necklace around her.
Seeing how the last couple of votes have gone, right? Your former tribe members, Duke, Ojani, Dave, 3 men that you spent the first 16 days of the game with are now gone. It's just you and Amanda left. Is there any regret in your decision at the start of this merge, just based on seeing the trend of vote offs?
Okay, from my understanding and the things that I have gotten, I don't have, unless the only way it's gonna come back I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm feeling very regretful, is if this like comes back and bites me in the ass. Say if I end up being the one leaving now, or end up being the one leaving next, then yeah, I could say, yeah, I should have played my cards better. But like, the thing is, and I made it, and the people on this tribe know because I've talked about it, I had my reasons for each and every, those 3 leaving. I had my reasons for why I made the decisions that I did. And that is something that I thought about very carefully, especially on the Duke vote out. There is a reason why, and I had to think on that. And right now it hasn't killed me yet, because I'm still here. I'm sitting in the final 7. So it hasn't killed me terribly, but if I leave like this round or next round, then I could be like, okay, maybe one of those vote outs, like maybe Dave, for example, yeah, that was a regret. But the other ones, literally, they all didn't immediately like, okay, destroy anything that was going. They didn't destroy anything because I'm like I said, I'm here in Final 7 right now.
What are you basing your vote on tonight, Grace?
What am I basing my vote on tonight? I said this, I'm basing my vote on what I think is going to be beneficial and what's going to be beneficial. That's all I'm going to say with that.
Thank you, Grace. Best of luck. Ali, what's up? So, at the end of the last tribal council, before I sent you guys back to camp, there was an interaction between you and Oliver. You want to refresh my memory at all?
Yeah. So, as you all may know, I try to get Oliver out because I find him as threatening. We just found out he was shady. And, like, I truly wanted this guy out of here because, like, I found him as a threat to my game. And, like...
Was this the round that David left?
Yeah. I told David I wanted Oliver out of here. I think I told everybody I wanted Oliver out of here. And because, like... This is my logic, okay? Like, if I'm gonna make it to the finals, right? Like, why am I taking someone like Oliver Grubb, who's like really good at this game? Like, I wanna have that move. Like, I'm not afraid to say that move, and I'm not afraid to be like, hey, I think you're threatening to me. So
what happened throughout the course of the last vote that you just said you wanted Oliver out? You're trying to get him out. Why did Dave leave?
Because Oliver found out. And like people didn't want to do it, so like Dave left because like people were not down to do Oliver and like wanted to do Dave instead. So it just
how much more dangerous has your game gotten now that a target of yours has been exposed? They're still in the game. People didn't want to vote him. Like does that, and you've already been voted somebody who's a little bit paranoid. So has this elevated your paranoia? And do you feel like you're walking a dangerous line?
Oh, hell yeah. But at the same time, hell no. I trust my allies. I feel as if like they didn't really me and Oliver did have a conversation after everything had happened and we like basically squashed the beef. I basically told him like, hey, I want to be out of here. And like I'm not voting for him this round. We told each other like, hey, look, like there's no point of us to go after each other. There's no like not for right now. Because like,
so the beef's still there though. There's gonna be a moment if you both remain in this game that one's gonna pull the trigger on the other. No. How much is this vote?
Who knows?
Yes, Ali, don't fucking lie.
You were called out for being shady. You don't lie to me. I'm not part of any of these alliance chats. No one likes me. Like legit, I'm just
Ali.
out here. I've not had a single chat with these OG Ladiq people, even though I'm fabulous. Like legit, like I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not in any of these chats, and like it's okay. But like
I have a bunch of questions based off of what's happening. Okay, so how much is this vote based on setting yourself up for the war against Oliver?
Well. For right now, I'm not against him. We're friends. We're best. I'm gonna go to the UK after this. But for in the game wise, I don't think this vote off will do much for me against Oliver. I still think like us two are still gonna go after each other. It's just not tonight, and I don't know. I don't think it will help me out at all.
And also, there was a second question that I was thinking when you mentioned like you don't talk to these Ladiq people. You're not invited into their chats. Like. It's the final 7. How much time and energy are you wasting in this game to make it to the end and not get voted to win because you haven't been developing these relationships, getting added into chat, this and that? Do you feel like you're doing yourself an injustice, or is it that you're just not added to these chats, but you still think that you can get their votes in the end?
I still need to work on getting their votes. But the thing is, I have been talking to the Ladiq people. It's not like I've been active to them.
Okay.
Totally.
Okay. So I'm just wondering, based off of what you said, if the communication was there and you just weren't being added, or if there
Yeah,
was a lack of communication this late in the merge.
No, communication is always there. I think me and Grace had a couple calls. Me and Dave had a couple calls. Me and Amanda have yet to call, but we message all the time. And like, it's not like, but it's not like I'm ghosting these people. I told them, but I'm just not added because they don't want to add me because I'm not.
Why
cute
do you
enough
think
for
that?
them.
Why
I hate all y'all.
Why do you think that you haven't been added to some of their, side deals, alliance chats, and the happening? Why? What about you that keeps you removed from that stuff from Ladid?
Because I'm not a shady person. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. I just feel as if like people in the beginning of the merge, it was my fault. I did not make like the best connections, and like I was scared to talk game with the League people, and like maybe that's why. I don't know. You can make a chat with me now, Amanda, Grace, if y'all want to.
Thank you, Ali.
Wait. I have a question to ask.
Of course.
Amanda, apparently that I told you that last tribal council that Oliver was pushing Dave, but like I don't think I told you that. So like if you can like free up my name, that'll be great, because Dave was like my last person. Like I wanted out, like I'll be honest with you, I wanted out Oliver, I wanted Amanda, and I wanted Dave last. But yeah. But I never.
No, you told me you were voting Kira last time.
Yeah, sorry, Kira. But yeah, so Oliver, do you trust me now?
All right. Michael and Kira are not present. Kira was here earlier. They both could not make it. However, their votes have been locked. If anybody has anything to say, this is your last opportunity. I always give you guys this opportunity. One of you are about to have your torch snuffed. This will be your last chance to say your piece, try to sway some minds. Anybody need the floor? Okay, it is time to vote. Make your way over to your Discord confessionals. Type in the name of the person you want to send home. I will go tally the votes. I will be back in a minute. Feel free to talk in the meantime. All right, castaways. I have the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area and the Zoom immediately. First vote. Ali. Amanda. That's one vote for Amanda, one vote for Ali. Ali. It's two votes, Ali. One vote, Amanda. Amanda. We're at 2 votes for Amanda, 2 votes for Ali. Ali. We are at 3 votes, Ali, 2 votes, Amanda. Next vote. Amanda. We are tied. 3 votes for Ali, 3 votes for Amanda. 1 vote left. The 10th person voted out by Survivor Seychelles. 3rd member of our jury. Amanda. Amanda, 4 votes is enough. Need to bring your torch. Unfortunately, Amanda, tonight, the tribe has spoken. You can say some final words quickly, my dear. No, Amanda, you know how much I appreciated you in this game. I will shower you with all the compliments and encouragement in the jury. But thank you from start to finish. You've impressed me so much. Dark horse, such winner's potential. Unfortunately, it's time for you to go. Top 6. It is going to go a little bit quicker from here on out, guys. It's going to get a little bit more tough. At the end of the day, you all have the same goal: to outwit, outplay, and outlast everybody else. One of you right now are doing it the best. You guys can head back to camp and ponder and think if that statement was aimed at you. Have a great night.